dying around you and all this shit. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't underwhelmed by it, but I feel like it could have been a bit harder. I feel like the healing could have been a little more intense, and I feel like a couple of the mechanics were a little bit. I don't know.
I
I
think
don't.
Really? You actually enjoyed the last phase? Because that's what I was getting to, is
Yeah.
I really don't like the last phase. I think they could have done something so much better.
You think so? I don't know.
I mean, he is like, I don't know too much about lore, but you know, from the little I know, he's, you know, like a fucking god of death, pretty much. I think they should remove the perfect Regulost achievement, and basically what he should do is he just should start killing people like every 5 seconds, and just, can you kill him in time?
I like that.
that would make it possible, because you could just people like I had to go in range because we had too many people with melee. That's one problem we had. So I went Riftblade and went in range. But yeah, that would allow me to run a better DPS spec.
I mean, I think it would have been a really interesting idea if they just said, okay, once he goes down into the final phase, he can pick any target at complete random. They'll eliminate the ads, so no more ads will spawn. And, you know, he's just going to pick a target every 5 or 10 seconds and kill them. If you cannot kill him before your entire raid is dead, you lose.
Yeah.
I also think that he should, since he pulls people from the soul stream, I think in that last phase he should have gone like crazy, like I don't want to die mode, you know, and just pulled out people from the soul stream. And you have 3 tanks. Every tank should be doing something instead of just tanking ads from people that die to that invoking calamity bullshit.
Or just waiting.
As a tank, it is very boring.
Like I thought that if you died in the encounter, you would literally not be able to get rezzed and like be a pain in the ass of people in your raid. You know, kind of stick around mezzed or mind control or something. I don't know. I thought they were gonna do something like that because he has access to the soul stream. Like that's been the recurring theme. Like that was the thing in River of Souls. He pulled all these monsters from the soul stream and brought them back to fight you, and you didn't do any of that. Well, he did that, you know, on the platforms, but that's the platforms. They're completely separate from the main encounter.
I do like that you have to spread out, though, because I think that makes it epic. The fact that you can't just stack up, like, you know,
That's not what we did. Have you seen our video? We stacked.
I didn't look at it, no. We stacked. It had to make run out, probably? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess you could do
it was very simple and took one attempt to figure out. I mean, it was nothing special, nothing hard.
Yep. I mean, we did the same way. I mean, not the same way, but we only had one go at it, and then we just killed it. But yeah, I mean, you could do it a bunch of different ways.
But yeah, I mean, that's just the letdown there is, I don't know, the last phase was not epic enough. He just kind of sits there and casts. I mean, there's nothing really special.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't understand Perfect Regulost achievement right now because I don't think anyone actually understands that mechanic properly. Like, I don't think it's a healing check. I don't think it's like a cooldown rotation. I don't know what it is, but it's retarded, whatever it is.
We even try to reflect it, but there's not enough reaction time. Like we got our Archon Sith is literally one of the best players I've ever played with, and he couldn't do it in time. Like there's like humanly possible, there's not enough time to react to it, to reflect it. So I don't know.
I don't know. That was just a nice little tangent. I thought I should bring up that, you know, the boss itself. I'm actually not looking. What is the next topic?
Like as far as Last Dragon, he definitely didn't take. If let's say Molinar wasn't wasn't overtuned like the other two, like Sikron. Sikron was perfectly tuned. So was the middle boss, and the bridge boss didn't have that bug where the ads weren't damaging him. Then he would have died like 2 weeks earlier. Also, you had the thing about most people taking vacation, at least our guild. I mean, we couldn't really raid until the week before we killed it. We couldn't really raid with, our A team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the same for most guilds. No one really raided on the holidays.
You put that boss in the summer or spring, it's dead.
It would have been dead in a week, probably.
And I guess I was wrong. I said that when we first started doing pulling Regulos that he was going to be as epic as Achilles, but I guess I was just overcome by the amounts of mechanics you had to do, like in the first phase.
It would also be a lot harder. I mean, Adam said this on a live stream, is that he thought about making, Crash of Souls 360 degrees not avoidable, and then he was just like, no, people aren't going to avoid it, and what do you know, everyone ends up avoiding it. I think that was also one of the larger issues, because that is a miniature DPS check, is can you kill the eyes before Crash goes off and kills you? And to my knowledge, Addiction is the only guild who actually stands in Crash and does not avoid it. And I kind of enjoy that little mini DPS check. I enjoy like little checks like that in the fight.
Yeah, like I don't know. That mechanic is totally. There's no repercussions for it at all. I mean, if you got enough HP, you can stand on it. You can stand in it whether you have a lot of HP, whether the eyes are up or not. It's like when we were VK spec, we're standing in it.
Well, it's not the same for healers and mages and stuff, with not nearly as much health and resist and just stuff like that. I mean, 8 eyes, 5 to 8 generally will kill 1 to 2 people, and that can cascade really quickly, especially if they're a caster, because the warlocks just cast so many, dots on the tank, and then the tank gets the one-shot debuff thing, forgot what it's called, and there's nothing you can do about it because you have like 10 stacks of debuffs on you.
Yeah. Like we literally don't lose anyone until the last phase. Like right now the fight is a joke. Last week when we killed it, the first 2 attempts they were wiped to mist reflect on the bridge. And then the third attempt we got it down and I was like, okay, now what? Now what do we do? Let's go to Frozen Tempest. All right, so yeah, I guess that'll wrap up our Regulos talk. Pretty good fight. Not as hard as everyone thought it was going to be, considering we don't have, like, I don't even have a relic piece on my armor, and our tanks have 2 relic pieces apiece. We're not even that geared out, and we killed the boss. A lot of people have killed it. Like, we killed it, Addiction killed it, Trinity killed it. I don't know if anyone else in NA has killed it, but
just
also
those 3, I believe.
Yeah, guilds in the EU killed it. Favoritism killed it. That new super guild that Special Olympics and Rift Runners created killed it. So that's 6 guilds right there that have killed it.
And 2 other guilds are close. There might be more EU guilds that we're unaware of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Babytown and Terrible Idea are pretty close.
They're both very close.
So go get your kills and start farming the content so you can do hard bones. So the next topic, the next thing I wanted to talk about was in Hotfix 3, we got this thing about, we could group with players from other shards, and we could, for anything instance, pretty much, right? So dungeons, raids, dimensions.
Yep.
So that was that was the biggest change I think of that hotfix. The other change that I wanted to talk about was the addition of the honored runes with all the 3 factions that offer runes for your armor. Quajiri being the biggest cock block in Rift right now, because there's really no easy way to get the rep unless you grind and grind and grind a lot. And I think the addition of the honored runes was really good because it allows people to not, to pretty much not be without hope until they get glorified. They can get a slight upgrade now and then get the big kahuna upgrade later on. And it'll still keep them wanting to get glorified, but it'll give them some light at the end of the tunnel, which is nice pacing, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm not glorified with anything. I'm actually not even honored with Kajiri. So it really does help me out. I'm very close to honored. I think I need like 2k more, so whenever that is. But I don't see myself hitting glorified with anything anytime soon, so these runes are definitely helpful for me.
Yeah, I think it's really good. I think it's they should have done it from the beginning, and Yeah. There's really no disadvantage.
And they also made him bound to account, right?
Yep.
Was that in the same hotfix? Yeah. So this means that you literally don't need to grind with. You only need to grind with one character now, instead of having to grind.
Yeah, that's something that was very needed. And then next, you said you wanted to talk about what you thought about the cross-shard groups.
Oh yeah, so this led to like, first of all, there was I guess there was a bug in there was a bug on the EU servers or the EU patch where like game over killed at that reset, right, that Wednesday.
Yes.
And then they got the hotfix on Thursday, and then they got another lockout.
Yeah, what happened was EU basically had their normal reset on Wednesday. They got a hotfix on Thursday. That hotfix happened to reset all of their raid IDs, so they were able to raid twice that week.
Yeah.
Any guilds, who didn't kill anything on that Wednesday, missed out. But those guilds that did, like Geo, SO, Parabellum, whatever their new guilds are called now, I'm just going to use their old names because I don't give a shit. That's just a huge advantage. And I did post this on the forums. I kind of am separating EU and NA progression now just because one solid week of, 2 full clears is a pretty big deal. I mean, that's a lot of gear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's just one boss, like the whole SO debacle of, oh man, NA is going to get an extra relic because, Crucia's not bugged, but she's bugged for us, that kind of shit. I mean, this was, 9 bosses that they could get more gear and more marks from, not including the 10-man. So that is a pretty big deal, and I really wish Tryon would have done something to address that or fix that. I don't really know what they could have done, though, that wouldn't have just plain pissed people off.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is what could they do? Because if they reset our instances in the middle of the week, or one day after reset, give us one day to clear, and then one day reset.
That would have pissed a lot of people off and made a couple of people happy.
Yeah, I agree.
It would have pissed off, like, NQ Addiction, Trinity probably would have been happy as hell. Every other guild would have been really pissed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really not much they can do, and it's not like they can go to those servers on the EU servers and just take away everything they did, because I mean they're not at fault. I would have done it.
Right.
It's just something that they have to live with. They're an entire week ahead of us in terms of gear.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and the thing that stems from that is that something no one's gonna talk about is that they went to every single EU shard and they took the server first Regulost, which is, I mean, that's not on. They're using something that Tryon left in the game. If Tryon somehow fixed that, they wouldn't have been able to use it. So you really can't blame someone for doing that. But it was pretty funny, and some other guilds did something. I really don't remember who, but there was some there was some threads about a lesser something that impacted less people, but no one talked about the game over one. When you go on Ripsam and it's like every single shard first for almost every EU shard, it's some kind of game over game name. So whatever. That's that they dropped the soap on that one, I guess. I don't even know if they're gonna do anything to fix it so other guilds can't do it in the future.
Maybe. Depends how much of a fight people put up. Depends how much people bitch. I doubt they're gonna do anything personally. If they do, it probably won't be for quite a while.
Yeah, like I really don't see them caring enough about white text on a server to do anything about it.
Exactly. I think changing that might be more effort than it's actually worth. We do know that they can go back and reset the server first from personal experience, though. So
Yeah.
I mean, they can always do something like that and just reset the server.
Oh yeah,
first.
they did that to us.
Because they did that for Mailforge. They didn't take away our
Yeah.
achievement, but they took away the server first, so we got two server first.
We got two server first. That was so fun. Yeah, they can definitely do that, and I think that's something I suggest try and do.
Yeah, if they do
like-
anything, that's what I would say they should do. You know, on